Work-life balance. Let us shoot. What is it in simple? What would you say work-life balance is, and how can? Well, there are different facets of life. People have different things that are peculiar to them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let us start from there.
So let me just read something.
Okay.
Because before I give my own personal, they say work-life balance is a term used for the idea that you need time for both work and other aspects of life, whether those are family-related or personal interests. Now, that's essentially in fact, I think the definition is actually in the term itself.
Yeah.
So balancing everything, like you said something, we live in a very fast world, several things going on at the same time, and these days, you don't necessarily have the luxury of doing one and moving to the next one, one by one. Sometimes you really have to almost do everything at the same time. So, for example, maybe you're married or something, you have your family to attend to, you have work to attend to, several things. And there's some people that maybe they're married, they have work, then they have school. So all at the same time. So really, the idea is about balancing all of that effectively in such a way that you are able to be productive and maximize your results. So really, that's it.
Okay.
Yes, she has said it all. Balancing, yes, balancing your work, home, even having time for extended family, friends, because I've seen instances where some of your friends, especially married people, some of your friends will tell you that, oh, since you've gotten married, you've not been having time for us and all that. I've seen instances like that. Even your extended family saying, oh, you always visit us before, but now you are married. You don't visit us again and all that. So I think that's exactly what I'm trying to get from what she said. That's just it.
Looking for what you just said,
Yeah.
you are married, for example.
Exactly. So tell us.
So how have you been able to manage it when you have these people talking?
Yeah, no, I don't have anybody talking. I don't have anybody complaining, because I try as much as possible
To meet all ends.
to dedicate my weekend to my family and friends.
Okay.
Even if I don't have time to check on you, I call, do some video calls sometimes. So, but for my family, I happen to have a very understanding wife who understands that there's work and there's family. There's time for work, because this is something that brings food to the table. So I try as much as possible to balance everything. Whenever I have time to go home, I make sure I stay with them, spend almost every time with them. You hardly see me on the phone whenever I'm home, because I know that, okay, I have little time with them, let me spend it wisely with them. And my friends, normally weekends, we hang out, and I don't miss church every Sunday. I make sure, balance everything.
So essentially, what he's saying is that you know that there's time for work,
Yes.
but then when you need to give time to family, you give
yeah.
them maximum
Maximum,
attention. Not that when
maximum.
you are with them, you are trying to attend to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
What of people that
That work
sometimes
from home, or is it not?
exactly you just bring out
Exactly.
people that work from the house
From home, especially in today's world that we are.
because of what is happening. People that work from the home, what will you say?
Interesting. That's one area I think we also need to focus on, because I've actually heard a lot of people that talk to me and say, oh, I work from home now, so I literally don't have any time to rest. Because when you work from home, it's like there are no off times, there are no off days, because they feel you're working from home. So why are you? So I hear some people complain, like, I don't have closing time again. The work just continues. I think for that, it now boils down to very personal decisions. Because even aside maybe taking care of other people, like you mentioned, dealing with your family or friends, for me personally, when it comes to this balance, what I think about most is even personal self-care, which I think, at least, I've had to observe, too many people don't give attention to it. Now, there are people you will speak to, and they'll tell you they can't remember the last time they took a break. Now, when I say break, maybe like a vacation. And I know when people hear vacation, their mind goes to one exotic location. Oh, you travel for 1 month, 2 weeks. Not necessarily. But in the world we are today, some people literally don't, in quote, stop. It's from one to one, back to back, back to back. But let me use myself as an example. I'm the kind of person that the way I work, I pay attention to myself, because I've come to understand that I need me for maximum productivity.
Yeah.
If I'm not giving myself attention, I would not be able to give you the results that you want. So I literally take that time. So it could just be a day. And my phone or whatever it is, I try as much as possible to minimize rather maybe the distractions. I could even tell family members, see, this particular day, I will be unavailable from so time to so time. So that in case they're trying to reach me, they understand. Then usually what I'll do is I'll leave an emergency line on. So in case there is, in quote, an emergency, they can reach me. But they know that it is only for emergency, you get. So I think that is a very, very interesting area because too many people don't do that. Balancing everything together, taking care of yourself, taking care of work. You hear people say, okay, very recently, I spoke with someone, we worked together, and he wasn't feeling fine. So I said, okay, because before that, I've been saying you need to take time to rest. I was like, oh no, I'm hustling for my children. Oh, you know my children. Of course, I understand that. So I asked him a very simple question. Okay, God forbid if anything happens to you today, and you check out, maybe because of stress or whatever, who is going to take care of the children? Do you understand? So that really is what a lot of people don't pay attention to. And you know, the body is like a car. You push it to the point where there's a day it's just going to tell you, I'm not doing it again. So that rest you were supposed to take, your body now tells you, okay, I must take the rest. Yeah.
Okay, you say something.
Yeah. Yes. I won't take it from the health parts. Yes, some people don't. There are some kind of works that okay. I was saying something earlier that distraction and all that. There are some kind of works that you have no choice than to put on your phone because you know that they will call you from work to ask certain questions. It's not as if they don't see you, nobody else is going to. I mean, if they don't see you, nobody else can do it. But you know where you put those things. So, like, okay.
You understand?
Because there are some, you just want to rest, but you cannot take absolute rest. You cannot switch off your phone because you know they will call you to ask certain questions.
Absolutely. So even if you cannot, nobody says, I mean, like you said, very important. There are certain things. Now, someone once told me now, she is a career lady. In fact, she's literally at the peak of her career. She's young. So at her age, she's actually young for that particular position. But she's also a married woman, has children. And sometimes I see her post, she'll say, oh, cooking something for my husband, you know, those very domestic kind of things. And I know the position she holds. It's a multinational company. So I had to ask her, Ma, please, how do you do it? Because as a lady, the idea we seem to get is either you're a career woman, maybe you focus on your business or your work, that's the part you take, and maybe marriage is just to one corner, or you're married, you know, you follow that life. But she seems to, in quote, have both of them working together. So I had to ask, please, how do you do it? And she said something to me, which I think I would like to share. She said, people often talk about work-life balance. And she said, you cannot really balance both of them. Then she said, what you can do is you integrate them. So it's work-life integration. So everything coming together to say, okay, how do I make all of this work? All of this is important. How do I make it work for myself? So that is a very significant way. So you said something. Nobody's saying that you necessarily turn off your phone for 5,000 hours and say, oh, I'm not reachable. Your work could be it's an emergency work. You understand? We understand that. But there has to be those times, whether it's an hour, sometimes an hour can do a lot. And say, okay, take time out to just take care of yourself. So I think that's
I have a question.
Yeah.
You made mention of somebody having, I think it was you, self-care also. Self-care. When will people know? Because, like you said, you just work and work and work and work and work and work until the body decides to say, oh, I am going on a rest.
A compulsory rest.
Yes. Is it wrong? You know, in some organizations, when you mention rest, it's like, what?
Oh, yes, it's a problem. Yes, exactly.
And they don't even mention you yourself. You tell yourself, you know, because you're in a competitive world.
Of course.
People tell you, when you make, So what do you say to such people?
I think every organization has HR.
Yeah.
You talk to them. And I believe every organization will have one health center. They have maybe not affiliation, but they have like their partners where their workers go to. And then if you break down, The first thing the HR, I expect the HR to tell you is, why didn't you approach us?
Yeah, that's what they usually say, but they don't
Why
give you
didn't
the opportunity.
You know, but it's not everybody. It's not all organizations. You do your own part first.
I think to answer this,
As the HR, you need the rest. They will give you the rest.
but that's what I'm saying. Some don't.
Some people don't.
Yes.
Why? I've seen some people that they walk and walk,
Yes.
and I'm wondering, your body is telling.
Exactly.
It is showing, because you see, when you talk about work-life balance, it all boils down to your personal care.